Hey folks, this is Bardic Dragoon. Welcome back to welcome back to Kingdoms of Amalur Reckoning. So we last left off, we had finished up the last area of Dature, the Red Marches, and prevented the revival of a demon, because I apparently, and I've dealt with enough fantasy stories and games and books and stuff that okay, yeah, there should be old hat, but I guess when you first wake up, even if you're an undefeatable ancient god, there's a couple of hours where you're still, rubbing the sand out of your eyes and, really getting waked up, that you can still be defeated, I guess. Anyway, as mentioned last time, since we have maxed out Detect Hidden skill, I get wrong buttons. Have maxed out Detect Hidden skill, and we can see everything, including lore stones on the mini-map. I figured, yeah, let's go find the lore stones we missed. Turns out we've actually been doing a really great job of it. So we've only actually missed two. One of them here being the one in Webwood, which, yeah, was right outside of town, and I kind of feel like an idiot for missing it. But, well, let's, what was the, lore stones, Webwood. Oh, the Tale of the Widow, okay. So let's see how the Tale of the Widow left ended.
Although I am a widow, I have the brood to feed. And though our lover's gone, we will not forget their sacrifices and from whence they came.
That was it. Okay, I mean, it's a good way to end a story, I guess. It's a nice finality and conclusion and all that, but okay. Anyway, next one that we missed is here in... Oh yeah, by the way. Nope, wrong. No, yeah, lore stones. 6% fire damage. And you actually notice... Yeah, I hadn't actually looked in the menu here, because this does show you what all the ones are, and you check mark next to each one that you have missed, or each one of the ones that you have gotten all of them. Certainly, the colors filled in for each of the ones that you've actually found some of. And gray for you haven't found any of those. And yeah, you'll notice everything pretty much has check marks. The only thing being, well, until a moment ago, Webwood, Lendara, which we're here to get that one taken care of now, and the seasonal ones. So there's no winter. Oh, there is a winter. Okay. Also, I think that's in a very different area. But it also tells you what each of the ones, what each of them, the reward is when you find all of them. So, Odoroth, one of the first ones we got, plus 4% damage with melee attacks versus humans. And we have got poison damage. Webwood gave us fire damage. And further damage is melee in general from Ettenmere. 6% damage with Fey Blades for Gorgoroth. 8% poison resistance. Damage with hammers, mana, chance to critical hit versus Fey. And once we find this one, that'll give us a plus 4% bonus to health. 2% chance to critical hit. Burning duration, armor bonus, fire resistance, more armor bonus, and more health bonus. And yeah, we have not come across those. Those ones we haven't completed, we can't complete yet, because we have not been to the places where they are. Anyway, as for the, lore stone we're missing out here. Nope. I need to cross the lake. And I could, not go swimming to the lake. I could take that bridge. Now they go to take me much extra time. But, I mean, come on. Who doesn't want to go swimming in the lake? Actually, I feel like I probably would not enjoy that. Childhood memories of, sea. And, okay, there's the thing with beaches, the fact it's salt water. And that's just, if you're used to swimming in pools and, okay... but any amount of salt water gets in your mouth, it's just nasty. There's way too much salt. Why? What? Actually, no. There's very good reasons why. Because geology and science and things like that, I suppose. But whatever. Also, lakes aren't salty, but there's still shit in them. Both in the literal sense, literally there's shit in them, but in the sense that there's stuff in them, plants and shit that's gonna get stuck to your feet, or it's terrifying. Unlike killing all these very weak enemies here. That's less terrifying. We're very over-leveled in general. We are level 28, almost level 29. And yeah, you don't start seeing levels like that. That's where we need to go for the story mission. Until you start getting to, here, you don't start seeing things even close to that level. So, yeah, we're going to be, just crushing enemy skulls here. But if you look on the mini-map, you can see where the next lore stone is at. And the icon for lore stones is still weird, just that little white circle with a blue rim around it for some reason. Oh, also, I mean, I doubt that hidden treasure chest in this area is going to give me anything, but, you know, we're right near where it's... Oh, no, we aren't. Oh, yes, we are. Where's the hidden... What? What? It says it's here, but, like... Oh. Oh! Oh, so it's not just the hidden chest. That's just anything you can search now, that icon. Okay, that's cool. Anyway, Lore Stone, which, what was this Lore Stones of Glendara talking about? Dara and Diden. How Diden crafted a lake for his unrequited love, Dara. Okay.
The love of two hearts beat as the lapping upon the shore, the herald of the royal seat as the storm that shakes the sky, the maiden of the forest spring as the flame attracts the fly, the lion's claw and dove's wing, eventually both will die.
Okay. So, I guess it worked out for them then. I don't remember the rest of that story. Also, treasure chest. Not really anything useful. So yeah, that's only been 6 minutes and we've found... And I actually went and double checked like each area and like, okay, any lore stones that we missed. And, like, not just going through the menu that shows it, because like I said, there are the ones... why do I keep opening the map? Open, yes. Status. There are the lore stones, the like non-regionally locked ones, spring, summer, fall. Actually... No, because those are all like the last final areas. So yeah, like the season ones, you know, the spring, winter, fall, or spring, summer, fall, and then winter. Though I think winter is all the places over here. But yeah, and yeah, none of the places we've been, we actually managed to find all of the ones that we can find right now. However, it occurs to me that there are some quests that we've still got open that could be taken care of here in a minute, or in the desert regions. And actually, now we're going to start here in the Hollowlands. And appropriately, there we go. Executive orders. We found the Modus Mining Operation Handbook. So I might as well give it to the guy running this mine out here in the Hollowlands for Modus.
All I want for the miners is mining. Is that so much to ask?
Apparently so.
Pardon? Oh, I see. The Home Office finally managed to dig up a copy of the Mortis Mining Branch Handbook. Thank you for delivering it.
Alright.
Good eve.
And so now we have to go return to somebody in Odessa. But we're not going to do that for the moment. We're actually going to switch over to a different one. Spider season. Because it is in fact not duck or rabbit season. I was wrong the whole time. I mean, I suppose I could quick travel, but I don't know. I feel like running. Because, yeah, there's not really a lot going on in this particular video if we just, like, quick travel to all of our locations. Most of these quests are kind of turn in stuff, talk to people kind of quests. That's right, stay down, zombie. So I figure we'll do a little bit of walking, you know, a little bit of talking, a little bit of just killing random shit, because, you know, that's what action RPGs are about. At least ones with interesting combat systems. Though, honestly, I'm kind of finding that this game, like, well, I think I've mentioned it before, I've never actually beaten this game. And, like, going through this playthrough, I'm kind of hitting a point of, like, oh, yeah, that might be why, like, taking more time to actually... Wait, what the? Okay, well, I was about to say, why didn't he juggle? Well, I guess we'll... Oh, I guess they just can't be juggled for some reason. Okay, sure, why not? Unless by explosives, I guess. That still counts. not sure what I'm stabbing. He has no vital organs there for me to stab, but hey, instant kill. Then flying zombies stepping on landmines. Alright, so zombies don't have hit stun. Then again, that's actually kind of a normal thing. Like, a lot of times, at least in my experience with action RPGs in games, zombies don't stun, but like, they're usually pretty fragile. Like, it doesn't take, they don't tend to have a lot of HP, but like, they will not, like, you hit them, they don't give a shit. They're already dead. Why does it matter to them? Okay, that's junk. But yeah, like I was talking about before, we suddenly were getting, well, actually half those zombies were already falling behind us. And that's still not my build. Yeah, okay. But yeah, like I was saying, I haven't actually beaten this game. I've usually gotten, well, farther than we're at right now. Usually it's kind of the next region of the world that we're going to be or that's not the right button. That's the button I wanted. But the next, like, major region of the world that we're exploring, the plains of Arathel. Oh, great, I've got some kind of ailment. That's great. I just drink a health potion. Why do you keep attacking the one that's farther away? I do not have... I have way too much fun with this. But anyway, as I was saying, when I played it though, because the game becomes very formulaic in the kind of its general moment to moment, like, well, it partially depends on your build. Honestly, I feel like half the reason why, like, having gone back now, done like a mage build and a now we're running a rogue build in this, and it's kind of, oh, by the way, what is the status effects? 100% bleeding, minus 100% bleeding resistance. Okay, but yeah, like, these builds are not quite as interesting. Like, if the mage one kind of feels like, okay, they were like, okay, so we can't like have mages be like just comboing enemies, badass fighters or whatever, because they're mages. That's not what mages are, but you know, and so they kind of give them like these big things, but oh, this is convenient. Ow. Okay, this is less so convenient. But yeah, like, rather than why are you not dead? Okay, now you're dead. Ah, and so you guys won't drop them because we're still technically in, but the HoloLand's not Menatir. Okay. Interesting. Anyway, but yeah, like, the mages, and you're like, okay, they have big, and there's like a certain feel to, okay, mages, you have really powerful abilities, but you have to charge them. And it's like, okay, so that's kind of an interesting concept, though, and that might have just been like, okay, I was already over-leveled, but, oh. Yeah, I don't feel like dealing with this. Like, they're not as bad as I remember them being, but I still just, they're tedious, especially when they're flanked by fucking spiders. Anyway, but yeah, like, the mages kind of feel like, okay, trying to find different things, like, okay, you got to deal with the fact that, though, like, you have good abilities from range, but you don't really have a lot you can do with, and I believe, yeah, there are more in this area, but that one is, like, the only immediately visible spider on the map, because we need to find venom sac. Speaking of spiders showing up. Yeah, so let's dodge roll right into the attack. Now that's brilliant. Screw you guys. But yeah, like, so, like, you don't get a lot of that, like, comboing and all that I kind of, like, okay, you know, you got just defend and comboing. It's like, as a good mage, the enemies aren't going to get anywhere near you, and you're just going to be kind of... But yeah, so it's like, okay, and so that kind of works for mages, like, okay, you know, having mages, like, doing these sweet combos, like, I mean, it'd be cool if it was the case, like, but what would it look like as a mage doing, like, friggin' sweet juggle combos or something, and that feels like it'd be interesting to see, but, like, the way that mages are usually treated in RPGs, it's probably not what a person who wants to do a mage build is looking for, and so, okay, to accommodate for that, you know, they have the more, you know, you gotta stay at range, you gotta think about your cast times, your mana pool, though, honestly, okay, I am going the right direction still. The way that mages work, like, mana consideration is, like, it is not a thing. Like, basically, as a mage, just constantly cast spells, you'll be good. Especially if you get to Meteor, because that is basically a giant fuck you, I win button. There is no other way to describe that. It's kind of overpowered. Or maybe because I was slightly overleveled for the areas when I was doing it. I don't know. Anyway... But, like, the rogue... But yeah, like the rogue, and this might be like kind of in the sense, because like I remember thinking like, oh wow, yeah, these combos are pretty good. No, the way that I really like the game sticks out is, and I think I mentioned this like all the way back in the first episode, is my first experience of this game was through the demo. Which, I mean, makes sense, you know, the demo that came up for the game. Oh, it's how I first experienced it, but like, I had never heard of the game until this demo came out. I was like, oh, and by playing the demo, I get, like, free DLC from Mass Effect 3, and I was on that hype train, and there were no breaks, so hell yeah, I played that demo. Like, I didn't even know what that free DLC was, but free DLC for a game I was looking forward to? Hell yeah, I was playing that game. But, yeah, it's one of those things, oh, and I actually killed all the spiders. Okay, cool. There are one or two more spots I've found that you can kind of get the spiders to sometimes appear, but, like, you know, we have max detect hidden. We can see enemies and things on the map, and yeah, everything is like Jotuns or Kobolds, so whatever. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, but so like, okay, so I played it. Like, you know, a free demo. And, okay, spend a little bit of time doing a thing and whatever. I don't think I really had a lot going on in my life at the time. So it's like, okay, you know, whatever. It's a demo, and what it'll probably take, you know, 30 minutes, probably something like that. Given that the game is basically the entire first, the tutorial dungeon there, that first episode we did. And then, like, it just gives you, okay, now that you've started the game, you've gone through the tutorial, now you just get to play the game for an hour past this point. So yeah, that was a beefy, demo. But anyway, but like that tutorial dungeon, you know, when you have that moment where it explains the whole just defend parry mechanic there, and then it's like, oh, and the fact that like with a sword you already have that delay hit combo, and it's like, oh, wait, just defends, launchers, juggle combos in my action RPG? Like, I have been looking for this kind of thing. Okay, well, maybe not for very long, oh, I've been looking for a game like this my whole life. No, not really. I like an action RPG that plays more like an action game, yes. But, like, my sense of, like, you know, doing that, like, okay, I didn't really play, you know, any of the Devil May Cry games like I was either high school or college. So, like, you know, this kind of sense of like, wow, it's like a simplified Devil May Cry is just a normal combat in this action RPG. Yes, please. But it kind of feels like that's only for the warrior in some respects.
Sworn to war?
Oh, right, yeah, there's another quest we can take care of in here. Forgot about that one. Well, not really take care of it, but take mark another thing off of it. The first thing...
Too much sand in the air and old things lying about to ever get this place clean. Ah, with the Jotun and the kobolds, we just haven't had time to burn them out. Fine work you've done.
Alright.
So long.
And we got money. Oh, and actually, it's really quickly. I haven't done this in a while, so... What the hell are you? Okay, I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Still have way too many of those in my inventory. But, let's see. You are a salesperson. Do you have anything I can...
Quartermaster here.
Nope.
Tell me what you...
Nope. You can't help me. Looking for health potions. I realized I was running a little bit short on them. Anyone else selling stuff in here, or are you it? You are it. Nifty. Oh, there is a healer, though. I might want to talk to them. I mean, I've got potions I can remove that Lazarus... whatever the negative effect I have is, but yeah.
Hello, Pledge Shield. Welcome to Ironfast.
Yeah, Mal Dyden is dead.
No! What? You bastard! That rotten, useless idiot! How could he do this to me? He said he'd come back! Please, you must be mistaken. Please, tell me it's someone else. That fool. Go away, please.
Yeah, so, yeah, we're supposed to, like, deliver death notices to people. She's one of them. And, yeah, she, other than the one we already got, the only ones here in Dature, so... Cool. Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, like I was saying, with, like, the warriors seem like the only ones that really get to utilize, like, the kind of cool combat mechanics. Which I guess makes sense, you know, warriors, like, in RPGs are typically warriors swinging sword real good, like... You're the...
What have you got for old Fargil the healer today?
Ah, okay.
A nice spider bite? A punctured lung, perhaps?
No, just a zombie curse. Like, I could have used the potion that I had, but A, I wouldn't have disease immunity, and B...
There could be a sword, repaired.
Like, I have way too much money. You know, it's spending a little bit here, going to... what's that can hurt? Anyway, quests, let's see... Oh, there is. Oh, yeah. There's that one. Yeah, we'll take care of that, actually. Go search through abandoned mines and stuff. You know, that's what adventurers do. Or it's the kind of thing that adventurers do. Like, adventurers do a lot of other things, too, but anyway. Yeah. Alright. And so... Yep, okay. We'll just stick to the route.
Amenity are thick with Jotun.
And then... so what's here? And then... actually, if I'm not mistaken, both these will spawn spiders. So let's go through this since it's slightly quicker as far as the actual path we're traveling. But yeah, that's like, I mean, I think I've mentioned before, but when I've played this game in the past, and like I've never beat it, but I always go for a build that is a kind of mixture of mage and rogue. I think it's Destinies. What do they call them? Finesse sorcery. Yeah. Yeah, Shadowcasters. Wait, we already unlocked tier 1, huh? There's no tier 1 of the cross builds? Interesting. But yeah, Spell Cloak, Shadowcaster, whatever you want to call it. That's usually what I tend to do, mostly just because the design of the armor. I tend to like the way that the mage armor and the rogue armor look better than the warrior heavy armor. Though admittedly, I've never been a big fan of like full plate heavy armor kind of look. I mean, most RPGs when it gives you, like, I tend to play mostly JRPGs. So like, oh, your character's kind of set in stone already what they look like. So I have a tendency, like, when you give me a choice of class, I will usually go with, like, a rogue or a mage. More so a rogue. Because it's like, it's like, you could be a warrior, but it feels a lot, like, especially in video games more modernly, or more modern games, it feels like this isn't as true. But there's a lot of times as warriors in a lot of games, like, warriors aren't about, playing the game, like, getting into the mechanics and really learning how to play the game well. It's more about, having good stats, and I need to... What was it? Yeah, Waitstone Tarnished. So I'm trying to remember where the other things are. There we go. Alright. And let me just check on something here. But yeah, so it's like I tend to do more so mages and rogues, particularly rogues. And it's like, okay. And so, yeah, this one, it's kind of weird. I actually prefer warrior. I'd never really tried a warrior build before, but what I was playing of it earlier, like the mage, I did have fun with just because the high-level spells, which is a cross-class you don't get to use. Pardon me. So it's kind of like, okay. Oh, okay. But yeah, you don't get to really use those higher level abilities. So like the abilities, like actually with a finesse build that I'm just really digging right here, Gambit. I like this ability. As a cross class, it's not to say you can't unlock it, but like if you're actually maintaining the levels to kind of try and get to the highest tier of the destiny for it, you're not going to get to a high enough level where you can unlock Gambit, much less put any points into it. Similarly with sorcery, Meteor just isn't something you're ever going to be able to use. I'm probably, before we start dealing with cross classes, do a little bit of time at least as a warrior so that we can kind of see those high level might abilities. Really? But yeah. But like with the warrior, just like the warrior has the most as far as just like your just normal attacks and building combo. Like mages are fun because they just have big spells that do big damage and look cool. Like every one of their spells is basically just you feel good when you use it. Things die, there are big explosions, and you just feel like a badass. They're also very effective a lot of the time too. That does help. But like with warriors, most of their spells aren't that great. Like, I mean, there's that whole grappling hook one, but even then, that's mostly good. Like, as far as like it being just so good is because it's low level and it is a great combo extender. Oh, I wanted to do the Fey Blade one, I accidentally hit dagger, so oh well, yeah, it still look good. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, bottle of Ronnie wine. I can just sell that, pick up some cash, so that's good. But yeah. And I think, like, looking at the way that the move lists are designed, though, I think I see what the issue is. But simply, like, the way this game works as far as its combos, we've discussed this before, but, like, you have, your normal attacks. And then you have, like, the command inputs, like, that. But the thing is, when working things together as combos, there we go. Okay, that's where I want to go. When working things together as combos, things like dodging in the middle of it to use a special attack, or doing the just defend, like the parry and then attack. It's more viable than you think in a combo, but it's not something you can reliably do, and it's still hard to do even if you could reliably do it. I don't want to talk to you. No, I am looking for something up here, if I'm not mistaken. Cool. Yeah, it didn't help at all. Whatever. Alright, cool, whatever.
You there! Halt! Don't let me catch you making trouble again. Goodbye.
Whatever. Something about rich people having different experience and legal and blah blah blah, whatever. Anyway, but yeah. And so, like, when you look at the move list, moves, there we go. Like, okay, daggers, longbows, and greatswords. So daggers, you know, you've got charge, which those don't fit well. Like, you know, doing a short charge, kind of, you can sort of cancel a short charge, but a long charge you don't get. And, like, when you look at, oh, okay, you can just dash through an enemy and hit them. Cool. You know, for, actually, wait, no, where's Fey Blades? Fey Blades are after that. Twisting Claw, again, you charge through an enemy. And then you have, okay, pause actions. Those ones fit well into combos. And yeah, that Crossfire is cool. Talon Strikes, hey, it gives you a launcher. That's nice. Launchers are good. Launchers give you juggle combos. That's always appreciated. Then you get dodge, and then do a thing. And you get a launcher. Dodge, and then attack, which just gives you a cool spinny thing. It looks cool, but again, dodging in the middle of a combo to, you know, you're attacking an enemy and you dodge well in the midst of the attack to do that. It's kind of awkward to do. And then there's the whole parry thing. And I mean, okay, you get the bow and arrow. Okay, charge shot. Again, charge input. Charge shot. But now it's, you know, range thing. And then now, block will attack. That's cool, but again, longbows are best used when you're charging. So, like, using those in combos, eh. And then if you look similar, like, you know, mage weapons. Stabs. I mean, okay, they're kind of like bow and arrow, so they're... Or no, I'm thinking of scepters. Yeah, you get, you know, okay, charged. And then that's actually attack while blocking, but again, that's long range and more crowd control. And then, yeah, delayed attack. So you get, you know, charge, delayed attack, dodge. And so, yeah, with like with the charge and the dodge ones, and then definitely the parry ones, fitting those into combos, so it's like, you know, like, well, you've been seeing me. I mean, part of this is I'm only half paying attention and I am way over leveled, so I can get away with doing stuff like that with the attacks. But yeah, I'm just like spamming normal sequence attacks, like just the second one I need. Yeah. Sun Camp. That is. Yep. Okay. That is that one. Okay. But yeah, that it's kind of like, okay, you know, doing combos isn't as much fun. Like, you've got cool looking moves that look like they'd be really interesting to use in the midst of a combo. Like, doing that in the middle of a combo just seems like it'd be really cool, but like reliably being able to do that, or one of you please, like, actually hit me with something. Okay, now. I do like the whole rogue being able to just like, nope, you didn't hit me, I evaded, fuck you. Okay, I'm going to try and show the parry attack with the Fey Blades, but screw that, these guys are not being super cooperative on attacking me. Which admittedly is kind of its own issue in doing the whole, you know, parry in the midst of a combo. Like, in addition to just like, you need to, you know, be paying that much attention to, like, well, yes, I am comboing, but I am also looking out for the attacks and making sure I can time them appropriately. But yeah, and then like, but the enemies are also inconsistently aggressive. Like, I can kind of appreciate that. Like, have you guys been watching these stream VODs, or, well, I'd say if you guys have been watching the streams, but no one's watching the streams, no one watches those. It's a little depressing, if not for the fact that I'm having fun playing games. I'm not even paying attention to the fact that there is no one, well, that, and with the way that I've got the interface set up, I'm not seeing if anyone is watching, only if people are talking, which is still no less depressing, but whatever. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. But yeah, so like with, what was it, Dusk Diver I was playing on the stream recently. And I was like, okay, you know, we're having fun with the game, but like enemy attacks, range attacks just coming out of nowhere. Enemies are very aggressive in some instances, and like sometimes that's good because like sometimes you also just have like the weak enemies just kind of standing around like, I'm just gonna stand here, no one can do anything, and it's like, okay, that's not exciting though. But you know, when it's like long-range enemies attacking aggressively and hitting you with projectile attacks from off camera when you're not you're not paying attention to them, that's not fun. So it's like, okay, you know, the enemy's not being super aggressive, I can get behind. But like, you know, I have 8 enemies around me, I'm standing there not doing anything, they're just like circling me, not doing anything, you know, it's not great. It's not super great. Anyway, anyway, I'm getting over here to Sun Camp. But yeah, with the way that the inputs are done, like the other classes besides warriors, and the fact that all of their weapons have usually a well blocking and a delayed attack. And let's see, where is it? It said it was Sun Camp. I didn't actually pay attention to where it was. Okay. Yeah, I didn't want to spend too much effort on this because, well, you notice we've got this selected. The game gives us no indication where anything is, so, you know, that's great. But, let's see. Bookshelf, merchant tent under the wooden walkway. Okay, there I'm misinterpreting those. Actually, the wooden walkway is kind of all over everything, so that doesn't really narrow things down much. Anyway, but yeah, the moves that they have tend to make them just good for doing interesting combos. And then, of course, there's the fact that one of those spells is just literally like, hit stun? What's that? And like, you don't have to deal with hit stun for a few moments or for a couple of seconds. Does anybody own a bookshelf in this town? Like, apparently it does, because that's what the thing I'm looking for is on a bookshelf, but like, I'm not seeing any bookshelves here. It's somewhat disconcerting. These thieves are all illiterate. That's a problem. Okay, let's see. Second marked pathway when entering the camp. First raised boardwalk in the northwest.
May
Okay.
the road be soft at your feet.
Okay, so first raised boardwalk. Okay. Second marked pathway. Okay. So you said you were what? It said below the wooden walkway, but then it's saying it's like it's on the second raised. What? Oh, shut up. You don't live in it. Well, you do live in a desert, but like you apparently have not lived in the desert for a while. Trust me, when you open your electric bill, and it's like, oh wow, look, it's $200 for my one-bedroom apartment because you've been running your air conditioner 24/7 because we're not allowed to go outside. And hey, I still have a job. I'm working from home. Great, but you know, I preferred it when my employer was paying the electric bill, was paying me for air conditioning those 8 hours of the day, and I could just like set my apartment to be stupidly hot during the day and just be like, oh, I came in, it's hot. Yep, turn on the air. Get this nice little cloth that my mom bought me. It's like you get it wet and it's like fucking ice cold. I don't know what sorcery this is, but oh wow, I love it. Yeah, I'm getting very. I would say I was getting very off topic, but I'm not sure I was ever. That bookshelf? That is a tiny bookshelf, but it has the thing we're looking for. And yeah, we don't like. Let's take a look reading through those. Items. And there's Brother Till's collection. The death notice we still need to deliver. Deed to our house in Sandstone Villa. I'm on the brink of a I don't know what that's for. Yes, Modus Mining, days 1 through 22. Oh. Accident report. It happened last night. Before the evening meal and before the briefing by scholars Julian and Emas, the experimental refinement unit in Snaketail Grotto has suffered a stress fracture in its base. The foundation split, causing a large amount of waste to spill into the underground lake beneath the lake feeds right into the Snaketail River. I don't believe there is any cause for concern, but I shall keep informed of any development. It's too late. Nothing can be... Administrative memorandum. It's too late. Nothing can be done. Even now, as laborers work to control the seepage, the damage is far beyond what we can contain. The refinement unit is spilling raw, unrefined terrenium into the water supply of Apatir, and even the village of Whitestone's 20 deaths have been reported. Even the village of Whitestone, 20 deaths have been reported so far, mostly Almain and Varani workers. I fear we may need to abandon the experiment, and possibly the whole operation. And yeah, I think we read the other ones, which is like, yeah. Because of all the shit that apparently leaked into it from these events, yeah. It's bad. Oh yeah, that's from the last area. We don't need that anymore. My offices, hospital. Oh, okay. Oh, that's like dealing with the stuff when we first got to Edessa. There's a deed to our house, which is probably keep. Okay, cool. Anyway, now onward to Edessa to finish up the last thing. There we go. But yeah, and like the way they're designed, and like I said, to a certain degree, okay, yeah, rogues. Well, but the weird thing is the fact that like rogues, as being like, you know, dealing combos and lengthy things like that, like rogues are oftentimes glass cannons. So like the whole, okay, you got a stealth mechanic, and rogues are really good at that, and the weapons that they are focused on have lots of really cool. To have like lots of really cool, you know, lots of really cool animations for killing enemies. Wow, that actually didn't do much damage. What the shit? Was it just that guy, or? No, that guy just seemed to be super durable for some reason. Okay. Okay, you're all dead now? Cool. It's not my build. But yeah, it's like, okay, so mages, you know, not having combos, but having, like, really big, satisfying spells, that works, and it kind of is enjoyable. Like, it's not, you know, oh, like, you know, what surprised me and what kind of made me fall in love with this game and then promptly forget it exists until, like, 5 years later after the very public and not terribly pretty, falling apart of the company that made it. Just considering my dad is a fan of is a big Red Sox fan, like especially with a thing that I knew of and heard of. Not my build. What's this? Malek's vest. The Fey Bard Malek plucked countless chickens and loots from his fabled vest. Wait, what? Plucked countless chickens and loots from his fabled vest. A reference to his chest piece's generous enchantments. Okay. I mean, bonus to health and mana regeneration. Cool. I lose the mana bonus, but mana regeneration is ostensibly better. Plus, this is a unique item, so that's cool. Also, plus 45 to mana is... Actually, that is a pretty big... That's a little over 10% bonus, so that's actually pretty good. Alright, cool. And I'm starting to think the unique and rare and set items that I can't actually put into storage, I think I'm just going to start, like, selling those. Because, like, we know, like, the battle... Actually, you know what? Screw this. No, not there. Armor. The House of... We can't add it to junk either. What? The shit is... Okay, no, that's fine. That's fine, whatever. But yeah, as I was saying, it's like mages work. It's not a build that, like, as far as, you know, okay, I like this game because it's like an action RPG that feels like a, you know, 3D brawler, or at least like a so-so one. Like, okay, you know, cool, I can get behind that, but, you know, it's not the build I'd go for that experience. But, like, rogues are mostly, like, the stealth kills are kind of their thing. Like, the fact that you can literally unlock an ability that, like, allows you to do a stealth kill in the middle of a fight, as insane as that is. Like, oh, all the enemy like, oh no, I'm being swarmed by 20 dudes. And then suddenly, like, I can just hide from all of them and stealth kill at least one of them. Or, I suppose you can escape from combat, but, like, why? Where is this at? No. Okay. I thought he was in a different building. Weird. Anyway. Something in my eye. I hate when that happens. Anyway, oh yeah. But yeah, it kind of becomes one of those things. It's like, okay, you know, not the build I'd choose for the way that I like to play the game. No, okay, it is this way. But, you know, hey, I can get behind it. You know, whatever. But the Rogue, yeah, the Rogue just doesn't feel like it, like... It has some of that cool stuff going down, but, like, not enough to really make it all that interesting and worthwhile.
Well, I'm happy to learn that the HoloLens branch has successfully received the instruction book. You have my thanks for this.
Cool.
Fine.
So, that finally and truly finishes up everything, well, outside of, like, various, what do they call them? Tasks? Yeah, tasks, which tasks aren't super great. We've actually got, like, 2 of them here. And the thing with tasks is, like, if you're someone who likes to have a nice, neat quest log, tasks suck, because a lot of them are repeatable. So it's like, oh, like this one, the lab assistant, dispel containers. It's always open. You can go there and, like, pick up some cash to just do some quick dispelment. It's not super great. Or the honor brands thing, or collecting prison keys. You know, it's just not great stuff.
Greetings.
But, you know, this has been a rambling journey through kind of my thoughts. Then again, we're kind of at a halfway point in the game. And I think about it, all these episodes, and we're only about halfway through. Hope people are enjoying this, because if not, hey, there's Dragon Quest, and there's whatever random things I'm playing on stream. So that's to keep you entertained, I suppose.
Shopping for books?
No, I'm not. Actually, wait, no.
Welcome.
No, the chair merchant.
I've a fully stocked apothecary.
Ah, yep, there we go, okay. Potions. That's what I was looking for. Also, lockpicks, but I'm not sure where I'm going to find those.
If you need it, I'll be here.
But yeah, this has been everything we can do. Yeah, like I said, it's Dature is done. We've cleared out everything of use that we can do in Dature. So, without further ado, let's quick travel, because unlike the, oh, we're doing 3 areas that are right next to each other, it doesn't matter too. That's not too big of a problem. Yeah, no, we're not walking all the way over here. That's just tedious and obnoxious. We're not doing that. Ow. Okay, fine. You guys want to do this? I forgot I hate wolves. And unfortunately you can't parry this giant thing. Which kind of even ruins, like, the whole, oh, well, parry attacks, well, you can do them in the middle of a combo, which is hard. Get good, you know, don't complain about that. It makes combos, you know, more difficult to do than they need to be. Just get good. Yeah, there's so many that you literally cannot parry. Like, if you can't block their attacks, you can't parry them. As far as I'm aware, you cannot parry things like Jotun or Ogres or stuff like that, the big old dudes. Which, like, okay, yeah. You know, a 10-foot-tall, super burly dude decides to just swing a heavy hammer at you, at your face. Yeah, you're not going to do too well against that, are you? But, you know, it still, it, again, puts a weakness to the combo mechanic. So, yeah, rogues just don't have as much in the way of... Like, as a warrior, there are interesting things you can do with the mechanics. But even with, as a rogue, the fact that we've got this little number... with its ridiculously low recovery, or with its ridiculously low amount of recovery frames on it, to, like, use as a combo extender, there's very little to do to extend the combo. And unfortunately, like, you don't even have, like, the, okay, you got big, you know, you got your big buttons that do just these big spells that you can just fuck stuff up with. And rogues don't even have that. And I don't know. I am going to kind of play around with all the builds as we go through this game, because there's still a lot left to go. I mean, we've still got the Plains of Arathal, and then these 2 areas, and that's not even touching the DLC yet. So yeah, we've got a lot that we need to take care of, but for the moment, time to, well, we kind of already said goodbye to Daetra last time, but time to finally and truly say goodbye to Daetra and say hello to the plains of Arenthal. Later, folks.